Hi, Jim Berthold here from OLI Systems with another video on how to use various products of the OLI software. This is sort of a weird case in that our user is sort of caught between two worlds. OLI for version 10 of the software changed our database structure from the old 39 files to a single file system. And that's the way of the future. We're only going to be developing under this new system. But some users need to use the older software with the newer databases, and there's no way to do that directly. So we've come up with a fairly laborious but rather straightforward way of doing this. So I'm currently looking here at my databanks folder. This is the default folder for the storage of the new format OLI databases. And you can see that we have DDB files and SQ3 files in here. Some of these belong to customers, some don't. We're actually going to be working today with a database I created some time ago called the Krypton database. Okay. You may also notice that I've created a folder called export. This is not a default folder. We recommend you create that folder here underneath the databanks folder. And now we're going to start the OLI Databook program. Okay, so here's the program, and now I need to open that database. You can go ahead and hold down the Shift key and right-click and copy as path, or we could search for this folder. I'm going to go ahead and open it. Okay. It does default to that folder, so I'm really cheating here. There is the database we're going to work with for today. Okay, so there are some rules for the conversion here. And the first has to do with the full, not the full name, but the internal name of the software. And you can see it just says Krypton. The important thing here is that that needs to be 8 characters or less. So you can rename it if you want, but it needs to be 8 characters or less, or this procedure will not work. So we have Krypton here. That happens to be only 7 letters, so we're good. Here. We're then going to go up to the database itself. It's loaded here. I'm not going to show you the species in here because there's only one. And we're going to right-click that. That was a right-click. And select Export. Okay. It's going to ask us where we want to export that database. And I'm just going to put it in this database called Export and click Save. It's very quick. I can now close the OLI Databook program. If I go into Export, you'll see that I've created 19 files here. That's the database. Okay. There's a problem, however, and we're going to go ahead and minimize this. The old OLI Databook program requires one more file called the dictionary file. So we're going to be looking for a file called krypton.dic. Doesn't exist. So we need to start the old program. Okay. I've done so here. We need to change to this folder. I'm actually just going to copy that. Okay. And then I'm going to go here into the program, Options, Change Directories. That brings up the search bar. It was actually there already, but I'll go redo it. Just copy the name into there, and I'm ready. I'm now going to create a database with that name. And also I have to know what thermodynamic framework I was into. Okay, this one happened to be an MSE database. I just knew that from before. So I'm going to call it Krypton. It has to be exactly the same name, same level, and it's going to go ahead. I know it was an MSE database, so I'm creating an MSE database here. If I look at it, there's nothing in there. That's fine. I'll escape out. Okay. Just to show what's happened into that folder, we've created all of the older database names that we would have. It did not do anything with the A files. These are the exported files. So now we're going to go ahead and import them. So I'm going to Databook, Krypton is there. Do nothing here, but we're going to go straight to Utility, and we're going to import file ASCII files. Okay, just to show you that it did, in fact, import all those files. We'll press the Enter key. We are done, hopefully. We should go check that file. And there's my species, Krypton. Okay. So that's how you're going to bring it in. We don't plan to do any further development here. The way the future is the new SQLite databases that you saw in the previous folder. So we're not planning to do any more development work here. So this is how you can convert or downgrade a version 10 or higher database to version 9.63 or lower database. Thank you for watching.